And right now, I'd like to bring on somebody else who's more of an expert in these sort of things. He had joined the Marines, and he was a scout, sniper, and Recon Marine. But after 9/11, he then joined the Army and spent most of his career there as a Green Beret in the 3rd Special Forces Group. He's also an author of 6 books, including the new book, Barbarian Spirit, which you can check out on Amazon. Please welcome to the show, Clay Martin. Just right off the bat, I'd like to ask, what do you think about how long it took the snipers to locate the target? Didn't it seem a bit long?
Man, I don't think those 2 guys that we saw in the video ever actually located him. I believe now that the tree is in the way, and the 2 that we saw never saw him. Mm-hmm. I think that the snipers behind that, it still seems like it took a little bit. It almost looks like that was like a blind spot that nobody bothered to look at, which is crazy.
Insane.
But it did take a while. It did take a little while.
Like, what do you think about the way that people acted? Like, people are claiming that they flinched or like they lifted their head, which is like the opposite of what people would do during a shooting.
Especially that one sniper that we can see on film that came off the gun.
Yes.
What I think actually happened, and this is not like, talking smack or anything like that, but the odds of like a Secret Service guy or a cop having shot another human being before is actually pretty low. There were some military guys that have done Secret Service stuff after, but for the most part, those guys. So it's kind of it's not a completely abnormal reaction to kind of come away from the mechanical thing and look with your own eye, like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
And then get back on it. It's not good, but you really don't know if somebody's going to do it until you're in a real situation.
What do you think about why that rooftop wasn't covered? Why weren't there people on top of that rooftop? I know that building was the staging area from the police, and the current Secret Service head said it was because of the slanted roof. Which do you think that's a...
And there was a ladder.
And there was a ladder up on top of it. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
It just seems like a Mr. Bean movie.
They had the banana splits as Secret Service agents up there.
It's actually something I said too on one of the other shows too, is I wouldn't have been looking there because it's so stupid. Like
no way.
Really, that makes sense though.
Yeah, like you're a professional, you're looking for shingles at a place, stuff like that. Not some idiot 100 yards away on a rooftop that's supposed to have cops on it. Like that's a preposterous place to have to look.
Yeah, it seems that way, like the hiding in plain sight thing.
Yeah. What I mean, was this kid basically Agent 47? Like, I mean, respect, kind of, in a way.
Right.
Mission, Agent 47, if you can do it, is to get to Donald Trump. Oh, it was really easy. Okay, well.
Clay, could it have been possible that the Secret Service actually coordinated ahead of time with the local police to say, like, that's our building, you don't have to worry about it? So that could have taken out of their line of sight?
It's entirely possible. From the reporting I've seen, there was supposed to be like a SWAT team on top of that roof.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, is a sniper in like an Overwatch position like that, you might occasionally glance at the guys that are your friendlies, but not that often. The odds of like some James Bond stuff where somebody comes up and like knifes your 2 guys and puts their 2 guys, that doesn't happen, man. That's not real life. So you wouldn't really even be looking at a place that was supposed to already be secured.
What do we know? Do we know anything about the gun used? Like, would that affect the shot at all? Like, in trajectory, wind, anything like that?
Okay, so to be totally fair, I ran the math on the worst possible bullet it could be for a 5.56 round or a 2.23 round, which would be a Winchester white box, basically hunk of garbage bullet with the lowest possible velocity. In a full 10-mile-an-hour wind, you're getting a 2.5-inch drift. So you would miss by, if you were aiming center head, that would put you about right here. So I do not believe for a second that it was the wind.
He was, I guess, kicked out of his high school rifle club, which, again, the fact that in the days of
horrible gunman,
horrible shooter,
if I got hit, I would have been fine.
Yeah. But yeah, which why a high school has a rifle club is hysterical to me in the day of school shooting.
Based, it's kind of cool.
It's like learning to write a manifesto in 4th period. But the idea of that is strange to me. So it's clearly his shot, but he was kicked out of it, obviously, because of his talent. But was it an easy shot? I mean, basically, that's what you said. Like, would it have been? I mean, honestly.
That's child's play. 125-yard shot, like somebody that's even remotely good can stand up and shoot just standing here, like hit a man-sized target all day long at that range. And from laying down and all that, that's yes, you can't miss.
It's so odd to me because it's like he managed to get on the roof and be able to get that gun and point it at the president, but then also be the shittiest shooter imaginable. And do you feel like, and feel free not to answer this if it's something you can't, it's just conspiracy theories get floated around. Oh, yeah. And do you feel that, like, this could be something much bigger and a divide and conquer sort of thing coming from an enemy, sort of even a thing where, like, our mutual friend Matt said, where he's sort of a super dorky Jason Bourne sort of character where they convince that he's going to go in there.
Oh my God, it's retard Bourne.
Yeah, they basically, where he's...
Look at him, he's climbing that ladder, he's doing it.
Yeah, so where he's... So yeah, they basically were going to convince him, like, you're going to be him. Yeah.
Right.
And
no. I mean, I think it's a fair question. Honestly, look, when I look at this, all right, that is an easy shot for somebody that's competent. But I don't for a second believe that this chucklehead, soy boy, carried a ladder in and all this other stuff that they're saying. I am actually, this is just a gut instinct. I have no data to back this up. It would not surprise me if there was actually a second shooter that was competent, that was at a much further range, and that's the one that clipped old Donnie in the ear, and his head turn actually saved him. And this incompetent boob was just supposed to die in place. If you were the conspiracy guy that could set this up, is that who you would pick as your linchpin to plan?
That's who you pick to be the fall guy.
No, he looks like a guy who, honestly, and I know that people may be angry, but you look at his picture and you're like, oh, and you shouldn't, like, when you see an assassin, you shouldn't be like, that guy. I mean, I think it would be kind of funny if it turned out he did it for Jodie Foster again. How do you think it plays out to keep him safe in the future?
Oh my God. Well,
sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. It just seems so bleak.
No. I actually see, like, the worst case scenario would be, okay, let's say if they set this up with some knucklehead they didn't think would succeed, just to see how mad people get. People got very, very mad. People were very upset. People were really, like, ready to throw hands the night. I don't think it's outside the realm of possibilities they send a pro to actually whack them sometime in the next 2 months, just to, like, start things that they want started. And that's a little bit of, tinfoil hat crazy, but I think it's possible.
Well, because we've talked about it on this show, from the beginning, I thought months ago they're going to have this June debate to kind of start pushing Biden out, and that seemed to be accurate. And I shouldn't know that. I went to high school for 5 years. And then I thought, after that, I think they're going to try to take him out the old-fashioned way. Then it happened. And I shouldn't be able to call these things. So
blatant.
Clay, I really do appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much for your insight and expertise. And also pick up his books as well as his brand new book, Barbarian Spirit, on Amazon, available right now.